What's going on, everyone? We are here in the Lian Suite, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas for CES 2018. They've got a few things that I definitely want to touch on. A lot of really great value products. Lian has always been a premium case manufacturer, but they're making these things affordable for all of you, at least from a value perspective. We're going to start first with a revision, actually two revisions, of the PC 011 case. I built in that case right here, my first custom loop ever. Did you just pan the camera that way? Oh. Anyway. All right, take two, right here. My first custom loop. The custom loop itself didn't go too well, but I loved building in a case where there's plenty of room. So the renditions were coordinated by first Lian and also Der Bauer, who I want to introduce. He's going to talk about the stuff that they've changed in these cases and also the new price that will be very attractive to most of you. So come on in here. I want to first introduce you to YouTube. Welcome to the Science Studio audience.
Thank you.
And now you've got a few things, well, maybe not just a few, you've actually done quite a few things to this case to make it a bit more unique and also make it much more affordable for the masses, yeah?
Correct. All right, so for those who are not familiar with myself, I'm Der Bauer, also a YouTuber, also working for Case King, mainly as a product engineer. And at Case King, we use this case quite often, well, the original 011. So we teamed up with Jameson and Lian Li to modify this case a little bit to make it more suitable for everyone and well, highlight some of the features that were there before, but make it even better. So basically, the things that changed are the usability. So as you can see on the right side, the three fans are moved a little bit to the back. So there is more room now. So if you mount a 360 radiator on top, you can still mount a 360 on the back. They're not blocking each other. Then you, depending on how you mount the VGA, so in this case it's mounted vertically, but if you mount it horizontally, you can still mount another 360 on the bottom, so it's plenty of space for that. Then we have a toolless mount for the tempered glass. As you can see, there are no screws here. So if you take off the top part, you can slide off the side panel and the front panel. So it's completely toolless. It's very easy to mount that way. Another thing that's very cool is the motherboard tray is actually angled to the side. You can basically get the cables out from the side, move it to the front, so depending what kind of motherboard you're using, you're not blocking the cable management. So if we take off the top part, we can easily remove side, front, and this side. So as you can see, it's extremely clean. You can see the radiator in here. And the radiator has direct intake from the side panel, so it's very good ventilation. On here we have the drive bay, and if you remove this drive bay, you can even mount an additional PSU if you want to, for, I don't know, if you need very big amount of power. And with this, you can basically unscrew those, flip it down, and you can hide all the cables behind it. So for cable management, it's extremely easy. It looks clean, very clean, even though the cables actually are not done very nice behind it. So another main change is that the 011 originally was full aluminum, and this is now changed to aluminum and steel combination. Still also covers tempered glass, of course, and that makes it very affordable. Also, it's a little bit tinier, a little bit smaller, so the use of space is very efficient. What you can see in the front is a custom reservoir, just built for the system. It's not going to be retail, but looks very nice. And from my point of view, one of the most important things is that the MSRP is $129 US, which is extremely nice for what you get. So now we're standing next to the 011 Air. It's basically the same body as the 011 Dynamic, but it's mainly made for air cooling, as you can guess by the name. And you can see there are a ton of fans in here, and the airflow is extremely good. So you have a free air intake from the front, which is different to the Dynamic because the Dynamic has a glass front panel. But on here you have a perfect airflow. You have air intake from the bottom, from the front, top, depending on how you mount your fans. One thing that also changed from the original 011 is that on the bottom you now have a free air intake. You can also handle the case very easily. And that's going to be a little bit cheaper than the 011 Dynamic. Price is not 100% confirmed yet, but it's going to be also a very good price. Moving on to fans. This is a new version of the well-known Borah fan from Lian Li. It's basically a light version, a little bit cheaper, actually very good price for what you get as well. So main features are you have a very nice and black plastic frame covered by aluminum frames cover that are on top. So you can see it's a CNC milled aluminum cover that covers the fan frame. And as you can see, it's RGB obviously, but it's just a normal RGB header you connect to your mainboard or whatever RGB controller you have. And the estimated price on this is $13.99 US. and for 3 you actually only pay $39, so it's a very good price for what you get. Moving on to the Borah Plus 120, so it's a more premium version of the Borah that's already on the market. As you can see, mainly what changed is the sticker also in the middle is perfectly centered, because personally what annoys me the most is if you have a fan and it's spinning and the sticker is not sitting in the middle, it doesn't give it a premium look. Also, the main change to the, let's say, the light version of the Borah is that you have this RGB frame as well. So the full frame is also covered with RGB LEDs, and you can connect this one to a controller. It will also be available, and you will have full control over software. So here we have a prototype AIO from Lian, and the main difference from all the well-known AIOs out there is the fact that the pump is not sitting inside the block, so the block is pumpless. The pump is actually sitting inside the radiator on top, which is very interesting because you can use the space much more efficiently. So we have a bigger space for the pump. Pump is much stronger than in any other AIO. It's also a very smart solution, so you have those fins inside the radiator, and the outer ones are for intake, and the pump in the middle is then pumping the water through the pipes on the side here. So as you can see, just a normal AIO with RGB in front, covered by aluminum from the side, but as I said before, it's still a prototype. I'm not sure when and if this will hit the market, but very nice to see. If you've been familiar with this industry for a long time, you will surely remember the name Lancool. Lancool was budget cases from Lian before, so we revive Lancool with this generation. I'm not sure yet when this case will be available, but I just want to present it to you and tell you a little bit more about the features. So basically, you have a steel body, you also have glass on the side, and the main aspect is that Lian improved airflow. So they listened to all the feedback from customers that were complaining during like 2016, 2017 about not sufficient airflow, and on this case we have mesh on top, fully mesh, so air intake can be really good from the top, and also from the front we have the cover with aluminum on the sides, and in the middle we have a full air intake that goes through. And if I just switch off the RGB fans, you can see that there is an RGB strip in the front, which is also illuminating everything that's inside, and actually it gives it a very, very nice look. Even if you would look from the side, you can use it like this without RGB fans, and just because of the stripe, it looks really nice. All
right, so I want to thank Der Bauer definitely for taking over my job there. You did an excellent job. I appreciate it. I was actually behind the camera there for a second. So this that we ended with is the Fusion Elite, and one cool thing that I want to point out when we end this video is that the guys from Lian really want your feedback, especially on this thing. This is still in the development phase, so nothing is finalized yet. And you're seeing some B-roll now of the case, of its features. We can't give you, all the shots, but from what you can see, they want to hear from you. They want to hear what you want to see added, what you think already looks good, what should be taken away. And I think that's really awesome. They're literally telling me like right now to ask you guys for that feedback. So leave that feedback in the comments below. I'm sure they will appreciate it. I will appreciate it. We appreciate them for sending us out to Las Vegas for CES 2018. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Thanks to all of them. And thank you guys for watching. This is Science Studio. Thanks for learning with us.